Hi there. Today we invite you to take a look at a new selection of movie mistakes that we will be talking about throughout this video. Mistakes in which you probably didn't notice when watching these films. Let's get it on. Let's start with the movie Iron Man 2. At the beginning of the movie, when Tony Stark performs on his show, he's in a white shirt. But when Tony walks away to check on the radiation level, the shirt turns black until the very end of the show. Apparently, this is some sort of nanotechnology. We caught a very similar mistake with Bruce Willis in the film Die Hard. In one frame, his shirt is white, and a moment later, it turns some shade of brown. Also, another more interesting flub is when a black guy bends over a box, the color of his hand miraculously changes. Looks like a chameleon man. Next is Deadpool. At the beginning of the film, the protagonist cuts off his left hand and jumps onto the road and into the garbage truck. However, at the moment when he falls, you notice that the right hand is cut off. Next we have Commando, which has now become a classic and in the 80s was a big success. In one scene, the main character Colonel John Matrix chases the bad guy Sally, and the bandit's car noticeably gets damaged. However, in the following frames, the car is magically unharmed. The movie Terminator 2 also has an interesting moment. During the big chase scene, the truck that T-1000 was driving falls from a bridge and the windshields fall out, but in the next frame, shows that the glass is still in place. Next, we have The Last Samurai. When Tom Cruise, before the final battle, returns to the samurai army and climbs off the horse, you can see the horse kick a soldier in the groin. Look again. This, of course, was not in the script, but the soldier was a fine fellow and he tolerated everything. And again, we return to the Iron Man series. In one scene, Tony Stark's bruise has moved from the right eye to the left eye and decreased dramatically in size. In the movie Quantum of Solace, a scene in which James Bond is sitting on a motorcycle, in the background we can see a guy holding a broom and sweeping the air, not the ground. Shouldn't he have been trained on how to sweep? In the classic Star Wars, there is one scene where a tall soldier bangs his head against the door. In the movie North by Northwest, a scene in which a quarrel between a man and a woman happens, a boy from the crowd covers his ears before the pistol is fired. Next we have, well, just an epic movie mistake in the movie Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. During a duel between the actors, Harry wipes his opponent with a magic wand, after which the teacher raises him. And at that moment, a crew member enters the frame. Next is G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra. At the end of the film, a team of heroes blow up an enemy naval base under the ice. Pieces of the ice begin to crumble to the bottom of the ocean. Unfortunately, there was no one who could catch at least one piece of ice and explain to it that it is less dense than water, and therefore it must rise, even if it cared a little about the laws of physics. Next up we have Pulp Fiction. In his films, Quentin Tarantino seeks to work out even the smallest details. However, like any other director, he is not immune from making mistakes. One of the most famous scenes shows how Jules and Vincent miraculously avoid death from the bullets of their victims, which becomes a real revelation for one killer and does not impress the other in any way. However, the most attentive audience noticed that the bullet holes appeared on the wall before the shot. Vincent was right. There's nothing supernatural in this incident. The revolver was unloaded. Well, we will wrap up this video with the alien invasion from Independence Day. Undoubtedly, the attack of aliens on the ground is a rather unpleasant event, but the instant loss of products from the refrigerator is also a rather mystical event. And what kind of movie mistakes have you noticed? Leave a comment below. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more.